That's how the kids do it, right?
I don't know what any of the kids are doing.
Ice in my veins. I don't know. I don't know any of this shit. I
don't know any kids. I think that's
yes,
a good
you do.
thing.
I'm younger than you.
Ugh.
Nah.
You definitely are younger than me because you're chugging a giant Pepsi right now.
It's a diet Pepsi, though.
All right, so you're not that young.
I'm sorry. So it's not a holiday spice Pepsi, so now we're going to turn our nose up at it? That's what's happening
This
here?
is like the third episode we're talking about holiday spice Pepsi.
Someone's going to find it and they're going to send it to you.
I would love that. If anyone has a dusty bottle, actually, I think there were cans. If anyone has a dusty can of holiday spice Pepsi, I'll take it.
2 dusty cans.
Is that your boobs?
Yeah.
Oh,
they don't see
okay,
much action these days. It's quarantine.
Let's introduce the podcast, huh?
Hell yeah. Oh,
You
fuck,
do
that's
it.
me. It's crime culture.
Hey,
Hey.
what's going on?
Not much. What's going on with you? You just got back from vacation. That's fun.
I got back from like 4 days not in the apartment. So like, yeah,
That's a vacation.
yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. I consider every time I go to Target to be a vacation. So, I mean, I think 4 days, that's like an extended vacation. That's basically a sabbatical
Yeah.
in pandemic time.
Mm-hmm.
You've aged.
I have. I went to North Carolina. It was lovely. But anyway, so today,
Mhm.
today's episode is also kind of a game. So, what we're talking about, you look very confused, and don't worry, I will explain it. So,
Okay, thanks.
as many people will know, if you've ever watched Law and Order SVU, Law and Order Criminal Intent, Law and Order Organized Crime, is that the new
Organized
one?
crime.
Yes.
Well, and are we just going based off Law and Order, or are we going off the entire Dick Wolf just resume?
I think
Because then there's Chicago Fire,
No,
and
no, we're
there's
not doing
Chicago PD.
Did you see
and
the
I think Chicago
SNL?
Med.
Did you see the SNL skit of Chicago Improv?
Maybe
It was hilarious.
Brain
It
is
was
broken.
like a play off of all that stuff about how they're just doing every business.
Everything for Chicago. Yes.
Yes. But anyway, so I think the list that I have here is specifically Law and Order Original and SVU, which is the best one. If we're gonna be
SVU should
completely
really be
honest.
the only one, if we're going to be quite honest.
It really
like,
should be.
I mean, no offense to Sam Waterston and Jeremy Sisto and whoever that one woman is, but like, that's my point.
I love SVU. It's the best one. But anyway, so I have a bunch of episodes here, and like I was starting to say, if you know the Law and Order universe, you'll know that many, if not all, I think it might be all of the episodes are they relate back to a real crime in
Yes.
some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
Yes. So what I have here is, I believe it's 11 episodes of various Law and Order and SVU
Oh, no.
that are based on real. My cat is screeching in the background.
He knows what's coming, just like I
Yes.
know what's coming, and we're both like, oh, fuck.
So it's based on real cases. Some we have covered, some we have not.
Okay.
I will read you part of the synopsis of the episode, and I want you to see if you can guess what real case it is. These are some high-profile ones.
Okay, we'll see.
I'm going to throw you a softball for the first one, because this one is very easy, and I
Okay.
know for a fact you've seen this episode. So,
That doesn't mean shit.
I want you to wait to guess until after I've read the entire synopsis. All right?
Oh, God.
Okay,
She
so-
didn't tell me about any of this.
I know, I wanted to keep it a secret. I'm very excited. So, this episode is titled Selfish. It's from Law and Order SVU, Season 10, Episode 19. It came out on April 28th, 2009. It has an 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb. So, the synopsis is, Ruth Walker tells SVU detectives that her 2-year-old granddaughter Sierra hasn't been seen in a few days. Her daughter Ashley is young and irresponsible, and she's worried that something bad might have happened to her.
I have
Ashley
seen
blames a fictional nanny for kidnapping her daughter.
I think
Upon
it's
investigation,
Zanny the nanny. Pretty sure.
Upon
Pretty sure it's
investigation, detectives find that Ashley Walker buried her daughter at a gas station. The autopsy reports reveal that Sierra died of measles. In a panic, Ashley buried her because she thought it was her fault. The charges against Ashley are dropped, but the Walkers seek out the Stewart family, who chose not to vaccinate their child. Their son infected Sierra at the playground, and the Walkers demand justice. Monica Stewart argues that it is her choice whether or not to vaccinate her child, and that Sierra would have passed due to Ashley Walker's negligence sooner or later.
Wasn't Missy Pyle Sierra? Do you have that in your notes?
I only have 3 people.
And none of them are Missy
notes.
Pyle.
No, it could have possibly been. So this is technically 2 things put together. So what 2 modern case? What one of them is an overarching
Typhoid
movement.
Mary.
No.
Anti-vax.
Yes. It's
All
the
right.
anti-vax movement and
Yes. And Kaylee
Yes.
Anthony. The death of Kaylee Anthony. Fuck
Yes,
Casey
it is.
Anthony.
So we talked about the Casey
Okay.
Anthony case in episodes 96 and 97 of this very podcast. Yeah.
A twist.
So, just a synopsis for anyone who doesn't know or hasn't listened. In 2008, Cindy Anthony reported that her 2-year-old granddaughter, Kaylee Anthony, had been missing for a month. Casey Anthony, Kaylee's mother, claims that a nanny took her earlier that month and that she was too frightened to alert the authorities. Kaylee Anthony was found several days later in a wooded area by the Anthony family home. Her mouth was bound with duct tape and chloroform. Casey was arrested but was ultimately found not guilty. Later, investigators found records of a Google search for foolproof suffocation and foolproof ways to die on Casey's computer. But because she used Firefox instead of Internet Explorer, the cops didn't see it in time that she was in custody. So she was let off. That's
I'm
the
so
Spark
mad
Noted
about
version.
that one.
It is. But the reason I know you know this episode is because the girl who played Ashley Walker was none other than Hilary Duff.
Oh, I do. Yeah, all right. I am a big Hilary Duff fan.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say because I did the episode on Casey Anthony.
Yeah, I think you may have talked about this. It was so long ago that I don't remember, but you may have talked about this. But yeah,
I think I did. I don't think I went into that much detail.
Yeah,
But I think I was like, oh, and there's a Law and Order episode on it.
Hilary Duff of Lizzie McGuire fame.
And Younger, which just ended.
Yes. She plays Ashley Walker in the episode. Noel
Love her.
Fisher. I think it's Noel, not Noel. Noel Fisher from
Sure.
Shameless was in the episode.
Oh, yeah. I think it's Noel.
Yes.
I'm
and
pretty
also Mike Panuski, I think is how you say his name. He was in The People versus Larry Flint. So we got some
it's been
big
a minute since I've
names
seen
in this
that.
episode.
And also possibly Missy Pyle.
Possibly. Are you going to look them up as I'm doing them?
I'm going to look this up right now. What episode was it?
It's called Selfish, Law & Order SVU, Season 10, Episode 19.
Okay. Ooh, look at me. I went right to season 10 before you told me.
Oh, I'm
And
so
now
proud
I
of
have
you.
found it. All right, taking one look at the cover photo, which is of Hilary Duff, and yes, I know this episode.
Of course you do. I think this is a very popular episode. Like I said, it has an 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb, so it's like a higher rated one.
Oh, and interesting. So no, Missy Pyle was not in this one, but I'm pretty sure she plays an anti-vaxxer in another episode.
I think there was a couple anti-vaxxing episodes of SVU.
Yeah. Dick Wolf has some opinions. But Peter Herman, Mr. Mariska Hargitay, is also in this episode.
Oh.
And he was on Younger opposite Hilary Duff.
Well, look at that. We got some
Inception.
overlap here.
IMDbception.
All right. So my next
I love
episode
this.
is another, like, kind of, it covers 2 different things. One of which we have talked about. We've done an episode on.
Okay.
So the episode is called Perfect. It's from Law & Order SVU, Season 4, Episode 24. It came out May 9th, 2003, and it has an 8.9 out of 10 on IMDb.
Okay.
So the description of the episode is a young girl is found in an alleyway, and the autopsy report reveals that she was starved to death. The detectives discover the girl was actually taken in Pennsylvania. They trace her back to a cult leader who claims he has the ability to reincarnate newborns, but in reality, he is impregnating young girls and forcing them to deliver his children.
Is this Angel's Landing?
It is not.
Okay.
It is about a cult, but we have not talked about this cult, so I don't blame you if you don't know it.
Oh, that's that. No. Now I'm gonna know it. Now I'm gonna come up with this fucking one.
And it's about a kidnapping that we have talked about. A very high profile kidnapping.
Elizabeth Smart?
Yes.
Okay.
But
We're halfway through.
It's also technically about the Lisa McPherson kidnapping or abduction, but that's not the main source. But also the cult is the Raelian cult. No, Raelian cult.
I meant to say Raelian.
I'm sure you did. So the real case, the young girl in this case is based on a combination of Elizabeth Smart, who we talked about in episode 45, who was abducted in 2002, and Lisa McPherson, who was a member of Scientology and died of a pulmonary embolism and was found to be a victim of negligent homicide. The cult leader was based on Claude Vorlhahn.
Sure.
I don't fucking know how to say his name, aka Rael, who founded the cult Raelism in 1974, and he believed he can clone human beings and convinced his followers of that.
Sure, Jan.
Yeah. But big name guest stars, again, Law & Order is raking in the guest stars. So Barbara Barry, who was in Private Benjamin, fantastic movie if you haven't seen it. From the 80s, I believe. Laura Harring from Mulholland Drive.
Haven't seen that one either.
Well, you've seen this one. Kimberly J. Brown from Halloween
Oh,
Town.
hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Who is currently dating the kid that played Cal in Halloween Town 2. I shit you not.
That's
Her
amazing.
love interest in Halloween Town 2. They are together. They are like heavily together.
I love that. I love that.
It makes me, it sparks so much joy. Like, thank God.
All right. So this next one is a case we have not covered that we will cover that is very big, and especially very big in our younger adulthood. Well, I'll get to it.
You're
So the
like
episode-
25 years older than me, so I don't think we have the same younger adults.
Bitch.
It's more like 25 months, but I had to.
All right. Well, I don't even want to do this podcast anymore.
Oh.
Anyway, the episode is called Sick. It's from Law & Order SVU.
Yes.
Again, there's a theme. I love SVU.
Gypsy Rose.
No.
What?
Season 5. Get it. I'm talking about it. Season 5, episode 19, March 30th, 2004. 8.7 out of 10 on IMDb. Remember, we have not talked about this case.
Oh, okay.
You skip over the clues.
Yeah.
So, a young boy named JJ accuses billionaire toy store mogul Bill Tripley of taking advantage of him. Tripley often hosts sleepover parties for charity cases at his home, which he nicknames the Magic Kingdom. When the detectives tried to take his case to trial, JJ recants his statement, and Benson and Stabler learn that Tripley paid off JJ's family to keep him quiet. They investigate further, and another child steps forward with allegations against Tripley. Upon questioning the child, they find out that her grandmother helped her fabricate the story in order to get Tripley's money. All charges are dropped, and Tripley walks away a free man. Yeah. Yeah.
That was a Michael Jackson impression. I'm not laughing at the.
Yes. Jamal. So yeah, it's about the Michael Jackson trial.
I'm gonna say one more time. I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah. So the real case, in 2005, a 13-year-old boy named Gavin Arvizo.
Sure.
He accused pop star Michael Jackson of taking advantage of him. He had suffered from spleen cancer and asked the Make-A-Wish Foundation to arrange a sleepover at Jackson's home at Neverland Ranch. That's so fucking heartbreaking that was his Make-A-Wish. Jackson often allowed children to spend the night at the ranch with him, claiming that all the sleepovers were innocent and there was nothing more natural and pure than loving a child. Many other children came forward and accused Jackson of the same thing. All 14 charges against Jackson were dropped due to insufficient evidence. Obviously, when we talk about the Michael Jackson trial, we will talk about Leaving Neverland. That's the doc series about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Some guest stars from the episode: Jennifer Van Dyke from Michael Clayton, James Colby from Patriots Day, and this might be a deep cut. Shane Habuka?
Dawson.
No. Habucha? He's the kid from the Stacy's Mom music video.
I don't think I've seen the Stacy's Mom music video. I
We
think
really
I've only
are different
rocked
people.
out to the song. I think
Your
I've just
homework-
enjoyed the song.
Everyone's homework after this is to go watch the Stacy's Mom music video because it is perfect. Also, the band is Fountains of Wayne, named
is.
after a store in New Jersey. In Wayne, New Jersey. There was a place
Oh.
called Fountains of Wayne, and the main guy was from New Jersey. R.I.P. I think he died, right?
Don't look at me. I don't know. I haven't seen the
think you
music
did.
video.
Anyway, the next one is another huge case that we have not talked about yet. It's from
Okay.
it's called Appearances. Law & Order SVU Season 4, Episode 19, March 28th, 2003, when it first aired. 8.7 out of 10 on IMDb. So, the episode. A 9-year-old child's asphyxiated body is found in a suitcase on a bus with evidence of having been in the Everglades. The coroner found that she had a quality nose job and had been raped. Benson and Stabler find that she was a regular beauty pageant contestant. A suspect's computer is found with a juvenile kidnap, rape, and murder how-to, apparently perfectly legal because it was created using legal age models whose images were manipulated by software to make them look much younger.
Ooh. I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Since
Well, what
that
case do you think it
probably
is?
exists? You said it's a
Mainly
big
the first
one.
part. Yeah, mainly the first part.
So the beauty queen thing, does that apply?
Yes.
It does apply. Oh,
Yep.
fuck. Okay. So it's not Natalie Holloway. This isn't fair. I didn't even get a chance to study for this test.
This is a big one. A
Is
much
it?
requested episode.
Oh, fuck. The name Amber is coming to me.
Nope.
Just kidding, it's not.
Everyone is screaming it.
It doesn't help that I'm distracted by Bean trying to disembowel one of his toys in the background.
I just got him a new toy on vacation.
He is fully attempting to disembowel this little
I know.
critter.
He's doing the bunny kicks in the back.
He is,
Yes.
and that's what the bunny kicks are for. They're meant to disembowel their prey.
Yes.
Cats are vicious.
You're-
all right, back
you're-
to the
you're
I'm
getting
distracting
farther
from
away.
the situation at hand. Good to know. All right, so she's not a cat person, clearly.
A child beauty pageant is dead.
Oh fuck! Is it Sean Benet?
John Benet
Sean
Ramsey.
Benet didn't have a fake nose.
No, the murder itself or the death itself was kind
Did
of
her brother
the,
do it? I bet her brother did it in the
Well,
show, didn't she?
Well, here's the description of the real case. Very spark noted. Yes, we're going to get to it. I know.
We will,
Everyone's
we will.
requesting it.
Shush, 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 shush. Not
also,
you. Sorry.
fucked up for asking for the episode of another child death. Thanks, everybody.
I mean,
We've talked about a couple of those. They're bummers. We've gone over this.
yeah,
Anyway.
but I wouldn't go so far as to say fucked up. I think that this is also, it's more than just, not that any of these cases are just child cases, but I think that the fascination with this one also is just the fact that there are so many weird, like, circumstances,
Yeah.
and technically it's been unsolved. It's still unsolved.
Well, that's what I'm going to get to. So, on Christmas Day,
yeah.
1996, Patsy Ramsey awoke to find her 6-year-old daughter missing and a long handwritten ransom note inside of her house. After a haphazard search overrun by contaminated evidence, John Benet's body was found in the basement of her own home. She had a broken skull and had been strangled. The case remains unsolved to this day.
Except unless you consider the fact that her brother might have done it, in which case, I don't know, maybe not so unsolved.
Maybe. Guest stars of this episode are Peter Herman, who was in United 93.
That is Mr. Mariska Hargitay.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Look at me. I didn't go
He's
too
been
deep
in
into
so
it.
many.
Susan Kellerman, who was in Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Oh.
Love it. And Eric Thal from 6 Degrees of Separation. So
I don't think I know
there's
one.
that. Let me see what my next episode is. Also, if you guys like this kind of episode, while you scream the answer, just let me know. And like I said, every single episode of Law and Order and SVU is like related to a real case. So we can definitely do some quiz show ones. This one is an episode that we have talked about the case. It is called Glasgow Man's Wrath. It is SVU, Law & Order SVU, season 16, episode 5, came out on November 5th, 2014, and it has an 8.1 out of 10 on IMDb. And the episode is, on Halloween night, two best friends, Mia Harris and Perry Gilbert, drag Mia's younger sister Zoe to the park in search of the mythical Glasgow Man. Zoe winds up in the hospital the next day with wounds and a serious head injury, while the other two girls are missing. When detectives investigate, they find out that Glasgow Man is a fictional comic book character written by Perry's babysitter. They question him and find out that he based the character of Glasgow Man off a mentally ill man who lives in the park. The man named Charlie is a repeat offender and has been off his medication. Their investigation leads them to Charlie's lair, where they find Harris and Gilbert with a knife. The two girls claim that Glasgow Man attacked Zoe and locked them up, but police discovered that Mia was the perpetrator because, in a fit of insanity, she truly believed that Glasgow Man would harm her if she didn't do it.
Slenderman?
Yes, it is.
Hell yeah.
We talked
Oh, go ahead.
We talked on the 4th episode of this podcast, so
Yes,
way back
deep
when.
cut. Though
Yes.
the homeless, the mentally ill homeless aspect of it kind of gives me Doron Vargas vibes. Try saying that 3 times fast. I can't speak today.
Yeah, I can get that. Like a couple of the episodes we've already talked about, there is like, it starts as one case and then kind of moves to something else. I'm so sorry for all of the cats screaming in the background. I don't know how much of this is going to come through the episode.
No, it makes people happy.
He is a literal banshee at this current
He
moment.
is singing the song of his people, and you cannot oppress him.
Anyway, so if you didn't listen to our 4th episode or you don't know what the case is, in May 2014, two 12-year-old girls led one of their classmates into the woods and tried to kill her in order to become a proxy for Slenderman. They were convinced that Slenderman was real and that the only way to save themselves was to give their friend up as a sacrifice. So this happened, the real case happened in May 2014. This episode came out in November 2014. So the turnaround of SVU, man, they're really on it.
Hey, executive producer Dick Wolf didn't become executive producer Dick Wolf for nothing. Okay,
I know. Well, some big names in this episode, guest stars: Una Lawrence, who was in Pete's Dragon and also Big Time Adolescence; Stephanie Kurtzaba, I think it was in The Irishman and the remake of Annie.
Yes, big names.
And I think is it Chloe Sevigny?
Yes. Oh no, it's Sevigny, I think.
Sevigny. Yeah, I think
because we've talked about her. Because
Csengery.
Yeah, she got that.
Yeah.
She got that Fendi stroller that she's strutting all over Manhattan with right now. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah. Well, big names,
Haley
like
does
I
not
said.
care.
Let me go to a one. Okay, do you want one that we have covered or we haven't covered?
I mean, am I not going to end up getting both at some point?
Yes, but I'm talking about
You know what? I'll go with an easy finish. So let's go with the one that we haven't talked about.
Okay. This one is called Rape Interrupted.
Oh, yay! Picked a good one.
It's Law & Order SVU, Season 18, Episode 5. Came out on October 26, 2016. 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
Okay.
This is a short synopsis. Olivia discovers that a young man facing rape charges is the son of her first police partner, who comes to her asking to cash in on a favor that she owes him.
Oh, that's it. That's all you're
That's it.
going to give me.
Yeah, that's it.
That is all you're going to give me.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's bullshit, first of all.
What is a very punchable face of somebody who was
Brock Turner.
Yes. Yep. Ding ding ding. Didn't take long for that one.
What is a very punchable face? Brock Turner, Ryan Murphy, two punchable
Yes.
faces. But other than that, in this vein,
Yes.
I'm going to go with Brock Turner.
Well, yeah, so we haven't talked about the Brock Turner case. It's one of those things that's it's a huge fucking bummer. It's bullshit. But anyway, if you don't know what it is, on January 18th, 2015, on the Stanford University campus, Turner, who was a 19-year-old student athlete at Stanford, sexually assaulted 22-year-old I'm not going to say her name. I know it's been said, but in court she was referred to as Emily Doe.
I think, though, she ended up coming out
Herself?
herself, yes. I think that it was a thing because she basically did not want to just be known as Brock Turner's victim.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. But I would never name somebody who didn't want their name out there. So if she named herself, that's great. You can also go and look that up. There's so much information about the case. But basically, he sexually assaulted her while she was unconscious. So 2 graduate students intervened and held Turner in place until police arrived. Turner was arrested and released on the same day after posting $150,000 bail. He was indicted on 5 charges, 2 for rape, 2 for felony sexual assault, and 1 for attempted rape. And on February 2nd, 2015, he pleaded not guilty to all of them. The trial concluded on March 30th, 2016, with Turner convicted of 3 charges of felony sexual assault. On June 2nd, 2016, Santa Clara County Superior Court Judge Aaron Persky sentenced Turner to 6 months in jail, followed by 3 years of probation. Additionally, Turner was obligated to register as a sex offender for life and to complete a rehabilitation program for sex offenders. In December 2017, Turner appealed but lost on August 8th, 2018. Turner was eventually released after serving 3 months in jail.
And it gets better because you know why he was given such a bitch sentence, right?
I didn't follow the case too hard.
Oh, I fucking did, because this was bullshit. So Judge Persky basically was like, well, if I did anything, if I was harder on him, basically, it would have a terrible impact on his life and future.
Yeah, I do remember that. Remember that fucking quote.
And I just, fuck these men. Fuck these white men. You know?
Yeah, what about the poor girl that he ruined her life?
Yeah, well, and that was something that she said too. She was like, you took like my privacy, you took my life, you took like all of this like stuff from me, and like her what do they call them? Her victim impact statement.
Yeah.
Like she that also, in addition to the, oh, well, it will ruin his life.
Obviously, like, she's a badass survivor. She's going to have a better life than he is.
I think she wrote a book. I think
her.
she like, yeah, I think she completely took this and like turned it on its head.
Yeah, made it so that
made something
she
good
is
out
not
of
a victim. Yeah, obviously, she's not a victim. She is a survivor, and she is stronger than the person that did this to her. Obviously.
Oh, hell yeah. Have you seen this Michael Cera looking motherfucker with his noodle arms?
I mean, I like Michael Cera,
what is he swimming in? A kiddie pool? Like, come the fuck on.
He's got a dumb face. Like I said, punchable face.
It's a punchable face. You can't help it.
Well, my next one is, you better get it because it's a case you covered.
Well, that's not. Haley, that doesn't help.
So this is called Fool for Love. It's from Law & Order Original, Season 10, Episode 15. Came out February 3rd, the year 2000. 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb. What was that?
Paul Bernardo, Carla Homolka.
Fuck you. Wait, how did you know that? Oh, did you talk about it in the episode?
No. I went, well, let's see, Fool for Love, 2000, so it has to be like in the 80s or 90s.
Well, now you ruined it for everyone, but I'm still going to talk about it. So anyway, Briscoe and Green investigate the murder of 2 teenage girls. One of the victims was found wrapped in plastic at a house undergoing renovations. She had been raped and strangled and had high level of the drug GHB in her system. When the detectives learned that one victim's sister, Laura Kendrick, is also in New York, they begin a frantic search for her, eventually finding her in a hospital, beaten and drugged. She points the finger at her boyfriend, Peter Williams, who may also be responsible for the other brutal rapes and murders. The detectives begin to suspect that Laura may also have participated in the assaults, but she claims that Peter forced her to participate. To get a conviction, Jack McCoy agrees to a plea bargain with Laura for a minimal sentence in return for her testimony, but he later learns that she may have made a deal with the devil, that he had made a deal with the devil. So, I mean, I think the synopsis is pretty clearly Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka. Yeah, you sit there all proud of yourself. Wait till I give you a hard one.
Being a smug
So-
bitch. Oh, I thought this was it. I was like, way to go out on a
This
bang,
is a softball
me.
for you. No, I have many more. We're
I
not
don't think
done
this
here.
was even a softball. I think this was a walk.
Anyway, Paul Bernardo and
Baseball.
Carla Homolka raped and killed at least 3 minors between 1990 and 1992.
Mhm.
Homolka attracted worldwide attention when she was convicted of manslaughter following a plea bargain to serve only 12 years in the rape murders of 2 Ontario teenage girls, Leslie Mahaffey,
Mahaffey, I think it was.
okay, and Kristen French, as well as the rape and death of her sister Tammy. Homolka and Bernardo were arrested in 1993. Bernardo was convicted of the first 2 murders and received life imprisonment and dangerous offender designation, the full maximum sentence allowed in Canada. Homolka stated to investigators that Bernardo had abused her and that she had been unwilling to be an accomplice to the murders. As a result, she struck a deal with the prosecutors for a reduced prison sentence of 12 years in exchange for a guilty plea to the charge of manslaughter. Homolka scored 5 out of 40 on the psychopathy checklist, in contrast to Bernardo's 35 out of 40. Videotapes of the crimes surfaced after the plea bargain and demonstrated that Homolka was a more active participant than she had claimed. As a result, the deal that she had struck with the prosecutors was dubbed in the Canadian press as the deal with the devil.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
we
then
talk-
don't forget, she also volunteered at that school not too long ago. And people fucking understandably, rightfully so, lost their goddamn fucking minds.
Yeah. Well, this is episode 83 that we talk about this, the Barbie and Ken murders.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and listen to that.
Yeah, it's an episode.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's a fun one, but it's really not.
None of these are fun.
None of these
wait,
are fun.
who was in this episode? Ellen Pompeo. Grey's Anatomy.
Love her, Dr. Meredith
Yep.
Grey. I've seen like maybe one season, but
Yeah. And then Samuel Ball, who was in 13 Going on 30.
oh, who was he in 13 Going on 30?
I forget.
All right, that's
I
helpful.
didn't put
Thank
that
you.
in my notes.
I appreciate that. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. Oh, wait. I didn't say who was in the Brock Turner one. I just
Michael
have one
Cera.
person. No, I have one person, Anthony Edwards. He was in Zodiac, Fast Times at
Yep.
Ridgemont High, and Revenge of the Nerds.
Yep.
So that's that. Let's do another kind of easy one.
I'm fine
Okay.
with that.
So this one's called Pathological. It's from Law & Order SVU, season 19, episode 10. January 10th, 2018, it came out, and it has an 8.7 out of 10 on IMDb. The description is, when the SVU team investigates a case involving 2 students in a special needs school, Rollins discovers that one child's medical issues stem from a surprising source.
Gypsy Rose.
That is true.
I knew it. I thought I knew it the first time that I said it too, but I knew it.
Yeah. So this is episode 56. We talk about the case of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. If you have not listened or were not following the multitude of sources talking about this while it was going on, and also when the act came out and
It's a
Mommy Dead and
fascinating
Dearest,
case.
all those things. So just a synopsis. On June 14th, 2015, the body of Claudette Dee Dee Blanchard was found face down in the bedroom of her house, lying on the bed in a pool of blood from stab wounds inflicted several days earlier. There was no signs of her daughter, Gypsy Rose, who, according to Blanchard, suffered from chronic conditions including leukemia, asthma, and muscular dystrophy, and had the, quote, mental capacity of a 7-year-old due to brain damage, end quote, that she had suffered as a result of her premature birth. After reading troubling Facebook posts earlier in the evening concerned neighbors notified the police, reporting that Dee Dee might have fallen victim to foul play and that Gypsy Rose, who was in a wheelchair and on medications, were still in the house, might have been abducted. The following day, police found Gypsy Rose in Wisconsin, where she had traveled with her boyfriend, Nicholas Godejohn, who she had met online. When investigators announced that she was actually an adult and not suffering from any of the physical and mental health issues which her mother claimed she had, public outrage over the possible abduction of a severely disabled girl gave way to shock and some sympathy for Gypsy Rose. Further investigations found that some of the doctors who had examined Gypsy Rose had found no evidence of the claimed disorders. One physician suspected that Dee Dee suffered from Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a mental disorder which causes a parent or other caretaker to exaggerate, fabricate, or induce illness in a person under their care in order to obtain sympathy or attention.
Mhm.
So that is
it.
very short synopsis of this insane case.
Yes, that long synopsis is the short synopsis.
It is.
Trust,
It really is.
Trust, and don't forget, the act is on Hulu.
It is on Hulu, and we talk
I'm
about
obsessed.
the Gypsy Rose case, episode 56.
That is easily like the case I am most fascinated by.
It is very interesting. I love that one.
It's so something about probably my mommy issues. Something about it just really.
Yeah, and
I
Mommy
am
Dead and Dearest, I believe, is on
fascinated.
HBO, so
I
you
believe,
should watch
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting documentary. Guest stars this episode are Erin Wilhelmi, I think. Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh, who was she in that?
I don't have any of this information
Well, then why do you tell me?
because I think you'll know every time. And Dendry Taylor, I think is how you say her name. She was in oh god, I'm terrible now. Saving Mr. Banks.
Oh, I've seen Saving Mr. Banks, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who she would be.
Somebody out there listening knows, and they're like, "Oh, that person."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not me, but yeah.
Yep. You have a cat in your lap currently.
I do, and he is like, I wish y'all could see, because he's like dead to the world. He is fully slumped. He also, as a quick aside, I'm sorry, but I feel like this is something that I would like to share. He's being super lovey right now, like today, because I was working today. I am freelancing right now. And he launched himself. He ran. My desk is at the end of a hallway, and he ran from one end of the hallway and launched himself up onto my desk, face first into my glass of chai tea. Sent that into my hand, which ricocheted off of my hand, hit the wall and then the floor. The glass, not the cat. The cat.
Yeah.
The neighbors definitely think I'm nuts because I screamed, "Jesus fucking Christ, Felix, what the fuck are you doing?"
Just a bowling ball of a beast.
He's a bull, and all of this shit is the China shop.
Yes.
And so he feels very bad because Mommy raised her voice. But Mommy didn't raise her voice out of anger, Felix. Mommy raised her voice because you scared the goddamn shit out of her. And you hurt her hand.
Maybe he'll be able to guess this next one.
Probably not. He doesn't have two brain cells to rub together.
Give him some credit. Come on.
You whistle into one ear and it comes out the other side.
Anyway.
Put your ear up to his, you hear the ocean.
So this is The Serpent's Tooth. We have not talked about this case, by the way.
Okay.
It is from Law & Order Original, Season 1, Episode 19. Came out March 19th, 1991.
Ed Gein.
7.6 out of 10.
No, we talked
IMDb.
about Ed Gein. Fuck. Never mind.
So, this episode. Greavy and Logan investigate the murder of a wealthy factory owner named Jarman? The white way to say it is Jarman.
Harmon?
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't see the word.
I know I've
seen
the episode, but I haven't seen it in a long time. So I don't remember how they pronounce it. A factory owner in the Upper West Side who was presumably shot by his two sons. As the investigation continues, the detectives learn he is that he was the owner in debt to the Russian mafia, which could be one of the possible motives to his murder.
Is the Russian mafia part relevant to the case?
No.
Okay. Is the mafia in general a mafia? Okay.
No.
I don't know the Italian mafia, the Russian mafia.
A wealthy guy killed by two of his
EDM
kids.
Mafia. Death of a salesman.
No.
I mean, technically, but fine, be that way. Felix, do you know? Felix is hiding his face, which means, well, it means he's sleepy, but it also means he doesn't know. Salesman? Wait,
Give me
no,
one
I
more
think I
guess.
just came up with salesman. It's a businessman.
Yes, factory owner.
But
I don't think.
factory
I don't
owner?
think. I don't think the real case he was a factory owner.
Oh, is it Menendez?
Yeah.
Hell
Menendez brothers.
yeah.
So the episode appears to be based on the Menendez brothers case. It was a double homicide that occurred in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles on August 20th, 1989. Lyle and Eric Menendez murdered their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez, and they went to the movies to give themselves an alibi. They were later convicted of the murder in a highly publicized trial. They claimed that they were driven to it by a lifetime of abuse from their parents, including sexual abuse from their father. The past criminal records of the brothers stood in contrast to their escape from parental abuse theory.